Okay, welcome everybody for Tuesday the 16th of June Ordinary Council meeting. And the meeting is open at 6 p.m. Now we've got declaration of opening announcements. So I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we meet, that paying respect to past, present and elders and emerging. This meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be made publicly available on the Shire of Ravensthorpe website, together with the publication of the meeting minutes upon completion. And so we have attendance today. We have myself, Councillor Rachel Gibson, Councillor Benno Sutherland, Councillor Sue Layton, Councillor Robert Miliceski, Councillor Bill Orban, Councillor Helen Burton, and Councillor Jeff. Apologies there. Officers are CEO Nicole O'Neill. We have Director of Infrastructure Services, Paul Spencer, Acting Director, Corporate and Community Services, Rod McGrath, and Executive Assistant, Michelle Grobler. We have apologies as nil, and leave of absence is nil. And then point 3, response to previous public questions taken on notice is nil. And point 4 is public question time. We have no one in the public gallery, so that will be nil. And point 5 is declarations of interest. We have a couple there, Nicole.
Yes, we do, through the chair. Madam President, we have a declaration of interest for item 15.1.1, which is the annual performance targets for the CEO. The declaration of interest is from myself, Ms. Nicole O'Neill, and the nature of the interest is financial, and I will be leaving the room during that item. I've also got a declaration of interest from Councillor Jeffrey Fife in relation to item 15.1.2, the lease for Reserve 9029 Lot 311 Queen Street in Ravensthorpe. The nature of the interest is also financial, and Councillor Fife will leave the room.
Thank you. Okay, point 6 is applications for leave of absence. We have one from Councillor Benno Sutherland from the 1st of August 26 to the 31st of August 26. So the procedural motion is that Council approve Councillor Sutherland's application for leave of absence from the 1st of August 26 to 31st of August 26 inclusive. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Miliceski, we have a seconder. Councillor Fife, all in favour? 7. Okay, point 7, confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. 7.1, ordinary council meeting minutes are from 19th of May 2026. The officer recommendation is that the minutes and associated attachments of the ordinary council meeting held on the 19th of May 2026 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Do we have a move for that, please? Councillor Orban, seconder Councillor Sutherland. All in favour? 7-0. 7.2, special council meeting minutes from the 2nd of June 2026. The officer recommendation is that the minutes and associated attachments of the special council meeting held on the 2nd of June 2026 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Do we have a move for that, please? Councillor Burton, seconder Councillor Layton. All in favour? 7-0. 7.3, special council meeting minutes from the 26th of November 2025. Officer recommendation is that the minutes and associated attachments of the special council meeting held on 26th of November 2025 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Do we have a move for that, please? Councillor Sutherland. Seconder, Councillor Layton. All in favour? 7-0. Okay, now we go through point 8, announcements and reports by elected members. I'll start with my own there, which there is a list there, but I want to make an amendment, please, to the one there I put for 8th of June, which is Les Mainwaring's farewell. I did pop in to say farewell to Les, but I didn't actually get to see him. He wasn't here. So, I put in the report that I did actually see him first, but I didn't. And I signed the card and messaged Les farewell And I'd like to just also thank Sue Corder for coordinating the gift for Les as well. So thank you very much for that. And then I'll make an addition there on the 12th of June. I attended an MCG, which is Mungarup Community Group, a meeting where we had discussion of our lease agreement. And then we've got reports from Councillor Benno Sutherland. Do you have anything to add to that, Benno?
No, I just, the only other thing to add is I did attend the Mannering game up at Lake King where the Southerners played the Lakes District.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad day, still quite a few ratepayers.
Good. Thank you. Councillor Sue Layton, do you have anything to add to yours?
No, only I've just had discussions with Enid Tink, our latest Order of Australia member. So it was so nice to actually have that. So he's done a treasure, actually.
Yeah. Okay, Councillor Robert Miliseski?
Nothing from me.
No. Councillor Bill Orban?
Yes, did the Ravy markets and didn't send a report into Michelle because yesterday I attended the JCA.
Oh.
Very vibrant group of ladies out there. Yeah, good to bump into them and get the woes and all the rest of it. But no, it was good. Good meeting. And I think they're proposing another one in about a month or so's time. Yep.
Thank you for that.
Main thing, if I must just add to it, was their proposal to cater for a recent Derek Williams's wake in August. Yeah, so which is good. Yep, so looking for support for that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Byrne, anything to add to it?
No, nothing to add, Tom.
Councillor Fife?
I do, and my apologies for not getting that in prior to the cut-off for the minutes. I attended and hosted the Southern Sporting Club Big Freeze event on the 5th of June, which was a really good result, and just wanted to pass on some positive feedback to Nicole for participating in that as well. I think that was really well received. I had a few comments from community members in relation to your attendance, which was good, so good to see, and a really good result for the club. They're raising $30,900 for MND research, which was a really good result. Also attended on behalf of the Shire the Hopetown CRC committee meeting last week on the 11th of June. Just by way of update for everyone else in the room, they've had some really positive progress with their traineeship staff member. They've also been engaging quite heavily in the aged care space again with their staying in place program and applying for some grant funding from Mabel, one of the service providers in the region, which will hopefully enable them to be able to provide some more services in that space and get some of their staff a bit more mobile in the community to help some of those. I know that was a point of discussion at our last Shire meeting from the public gallery. So lots happening in that space with the Hopetown CRC, so full credit to them. And there was a lot of interest from the CRC committee on the building maintenance works, which was also a point of discussion at our last corporate discussion, that essential building maintenance work. So I think some of that was well received as well. I've also had a lot of fairly ad hoc communication from members of the public in relation to the campground bookings, particularly at Starvation Bay for the upcoming backswim season. Quite a number of people have reached out about that. Obviously, forwarded them on to Shire administration. I'm not sure how many of them actually reached out or not, but certainly been something that's garnered quite a bit of attention, the change to the booking system.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that, Jeff.
And that's it for me.
Beautiful. Okay, we'll move on to point 9, announcements by the presiding person without discussion. Firstly, I too would like to congratulate Enid Tink for being a recipient of the Order of Australia Medal. Yeah, we're very proud of her for her time and effort that she's put into our community. So thank you and congratulations, Enid. And then also a huge congratulations to our volunteer bushfire brigades. The Shire of Ravensthorpe Volunteer Bushfire Brigades have been named finalists in the 2026 WA Fire and Emergency Services Awards in the Volunteer Firefighting Team Achievement Award category. So this recognition follows an intense 25-26 fire season, including the significant fires at West River and Fitzgerald River National Park, and reflects the dedication and resilience of all our volunteers. So thank you for your ongoing service and congratulations to our local fire brigades on this well-deserved achievement. So yeah, it's a great effort. So good luck for the awards tonight. Now, point 10, petitions, deputations, presentations, submission is nil. Point 11, reports to council is nil. Then we'll go point 12, reports of officers. 12.1.1, items from the Shire of Ravensthorpe Bushfire Advisory Committee meeting, the 11th of March 2026. The officer recommendation is that council, point 1, endorse the recommendations made by fire control officers from the Bushfire Advisory Committee meeting held on the 11th of March 2026 as per attachment 1, minutes of the meeting. And point 2, that councillors endorse the recommended changes to the Bushfire Advisory Committee terms of reference. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Sutherland. Seconder. Or pick one, anyone.
Take firing.
Councillor Miliceski. All in favour? 7-0. Item 12.1.2, which is the Shire of Ravensthorpe Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee. And the officer recommendation is that council, point 1, establishes the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee. Point 2, adopts the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee terms of reference attached as attachment 2 to this report. Point 3, appoints Councillor Gibson, Councillor Sutherland, Councillor Layton, Councillor Miliceski, Councillor Orban, Councillor Burton and Councillor Fife to be members of the ARIC for a term expiring at the 2026 ordinary council elections. Point 4, appoints Mr. Keith Rowe, JP, as the independent presiding member with remuneration of $105 plus reimbursement of actual travel and other costs incurred in attending the meeting for a term expiring at the 26 ordinary council elections. And point 5, appoints Mr. Alan Lamb as the Deputy Independent Presiding Member with remuneration of $105 plus reimbursement of actual travel and other costs incurred in attending the meeting for a term expiring at the 26 Ordinary Council elections. Do we have a mover?
Could I pose a question, just for clarity, which I missed in earlier discussions? 2026, we don't have any ordinary elections.
2027 for the next ordinary council election.
Correct.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier on. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Good pick up.
So we would just need, Bill, would you be happy to move an amendment?
Yes, if that's appropriate. Yeah, I'd like to do so. Just to amend
Amend
just the dates
from
in each of the
2026
items
to
that's relevant.
2027.
Yeah, where it mentions 2026.
15, 16 and 17 items. 15, 16, 17.
to 2027. Okay, with the amendment then.
So I'll move that.
Yep, you're a seconder for that.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seconder for 5. That's a 5.
I was just having the same thought when you brought that up, Bill.
Sorry.
I'm glad you brought it up.
I'm silly. I'm forward, not back. No, I said yesterday and I should have said
So
something.
you've now got that's your
Item on the
substantive,
table.
that's the substantive motion. So
Yeah.
Bill, were you happy to move that item with the amendment?
Yes,
Yep,
please.
okay.
Yes, please.
And
And
Jeff,
then
were you
happy
happy
to second that with
also
the
second
amendment.
the-
Thank you. All in favour? 7-0. Good pick up.
No, sorry, I should have done it yesterday.
No, better late than never. Okay, item 12.1.3, strategic community plan. And the officer recommendation is that council, point 1, note the strategic community plan 2020 to 2030, review of progress as per attachment 1. Do we have a move for that, please? Councillor Layton, seconder. Councillor Burton. All in favour? 7-0, carried. Okay, item 12.2, corporate services. 12.2.1, schedule of accounts payments for May 2026. That the officer recommendation is that council receive the monthly list of payments made for the month of May 2026 from the municipal accounts, including by employees via purchasing cards for the month of April 2026, attachments 1, totaling $1,573,798 in accordance with the requirements of the local government regulations 1996. Do we have a mover for that, please? Okay, Councillor Orban, seconder. Councillor Sutherland. All in favour? Carried 7-0. Item 12.2.2 monthly financial report May 2026. Officer recommendation was that council receive the May 2026 monthly financial reports as presented. Do we have a move for that, please? I'll move that. Councillor Gibson, seconder. Councillor Miliceski. All in favour? Carried 7-0. Thank you. Item 12.2.3 draft schedule of fees and charges for the 2026-2027. Officer recommendation is that council, point 1, adopts the 2026-2027 schedule of fees and charges as presented, and point 2, endorse the adopted 2026-2027 schedule of fees and charges to be implemented and effective from the 1st of July 2026. Do we have a mover for that, please? It's Councillor Layton, seconder Sutherland. All in favour? Jeff?
Aye.
Carried 7-0. Okay, now we have a late item 12.2.4, and it's differential rates submission 2026-2027. And the motion is that council by absolute majority sets the item 12.2.4 as a late item. Differential rate submissions 2026-2027 for consideration at this meeting. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban, seconder. 5. All in favour? 7-0 carried. So then now we go to the council decision. Is that council, point 1, receive the submission for the proposed GRV differential rates for 2026-2027 from Sandy Collins, and point 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to make application to seek minister approval under section 6.33 of the Local Government Act 1995 to impose differential rates that are more than twice the lowest differential rate being imposed. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban, seconder. Councillor Gibson. All in favour? Carried 7-0. Item 12.3 projects and regulatory services is nil. Item 12.4 infrastructure services is nil. Item 13 member motion of which previous notice is given is nil. 14 is business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of meeting is nil. And then point 15 matters to be considered behind closed doors. So we have an officer recommendation that in accordance with section 5.23 of the Local Government Act 1995, the meeting is closed to the members of the public for the following items as the following subsection applies. Item 1B11, a review of performance under section 5.38, and item 2C, a prescribed matter. Do we have a mover? Go behind those doors. Councillor Sutherland, a seconder, Councillor Miliceski. All agree on that one? Carried 7-0. Okay, we'll go behind closed doors. Okay, now we have the officer recommendation that in accordance with section 5.23 of Local Government Act 1995, council reopens the meeting to the members of the public, which there are none. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Orban, Councillor Layton, seconder. All in favour? Carried 7-0. Okay, so resolutions from behind closed doors. We had item 5.1.1, CEO KPI review for 2026-2027. Council resolution is that council, point 1, adopts the Chief Executive Officer's annual performance indicators for the period 1st of July 2026 to 30th of June 2027 as contained in confidential attachment 1. Point 2, notes the contractual performance criteria contained in confidential attachment 2. And point 3, advises the Chief Executive Officer in writing of the adopted annual performance indicators. And point 4, undertakes the annual performance review of the Chief Executive Officer in accordance with the local government model standards for CEO recruitment, performance and termination regulations 2021. Do I have to say move in a second? Yeah, the mover for that item was Councillor Orban, the seconder was Councillor Sutherland, and the motion was carried 7-0. Then we moved on to the next confidential item, which was item number 15.1.2, lot 301 Queen Street lease. Council resolution was that council, point 1, pursuant to regulation 46 of the Land Administration Act 1997, and accordance with the management order for reserve 9029, authorises the Shire of Ravensthorpe to grant a lease over lot 311 on deposited plan 42166, being reserve 9029 to Medallion Metals Limited for the purpose of workforce accommodation camp and uses reasonably ancillary to that purpose. Point 2, endorses the lease terms in accordance with the draft lease prepared by McLeod's, which is reference TF46344, including A, a term of 5 years with a further option of 5 years, B, rent of 100,000 per annum plus GST, subject to annual review, and C, conditions relating to use, management, infrastructure and amenity impacts as outlined in the draft lease. Point 3, authorises the Chief Executive Officer to A, finalise and execute the lease on behalf of the Shire, including any minor or administration amendments necessary to give effect to Council's intent. B, submit an application to the Minister for Land seeking consent to the lease under Section 18 of the Land Administration Act 1997. And point 4, notes the lease is subject to and conditional upon the written consent of the Minister for Lands and will not take effect unless such consent is obtained. The mover for the motion was Councillor Orban, seconder was Councillor Layton, and the items carried 6-0. There's a lot of talking. Okay, then we move on to item 16, which is closure of the meeting. So meeting is closed at 6:26. Thank you, everyone.